I did accutane for the second time and it cleared my skin completely. I mean, where's the wood? Knock on wood, but since a year, 2 years ago, I have not had a major breakout since. Today we're going to be talking about all things skin, all things acne. If you're new here, welcome. This is my new YouTube channel. This is probably my second video right now, but I thought that I wanted to make this video about acne and skin because it's something that I've struggled with a very big part of my life, and I thought I could speak really authentically about it. This is something that I think I know quite a bit about, but of course, everybody's skin is different, and that is probably the biggest lesson I had to learn about acne. You cannot just copy somebody's routine and then expect that it would work for you, because everyone's skin reacts differently to different products, to different treatments. So take what I'm saying as just a story about how I cleared my skin. For this video, I decided that I was gonna come on camera without any makeup on my face, which honestly, it's not very unnatural for me. I don't feel super uncomfortable showing myself without makeup. I do that quite a lot because, as you can see right now, I'm going to Pilates soon. This is the Pilates fit. So when I go and do Pilates or when I go to the gym, I don't wear any makeup because I feel like, well, it clogs my pores and I'm really concerned about my skin. Ever since I cleared it, I would rather not wear makeup because I care more about my skin than about what other people think about my face without makeup, if that makes sense. All that's to say, it took a long time for me to get here in terms of my skin and in terms of my confidence about my skin, and I'm going to share all my tips and everything that I would have told my younger self from a 20-year-old perspective, because when I struggled with acne, I was 15, 16, 17, 18, and of course I'm going to be inserting a bunch of pics here for you guys to see the extent of my acne. A lot of other people had acne that was a lot worse than mine. Mine was not extremely clustered or really bad, but it was very persistent, so it wouldn't go away no matter what skincare I tried or no matter what topicals that I used. I used a lot of salicylic acid, I used a lot of clarifying products. I think it's very common for people with acne to think that because their skin is breaking out, or maybe because their skin is really oily, that they need to use a lot of these exfoliants or they need to use a lot of these harsh chemicals. But actually, a lot of the time that's not the case, because when your skin is really oily, it sometimes is because you're stripping it too much of its oils, and then therefore it's overcompensating. So that was the first lesson that I had to learn about acne. I ended up having to go on accutane. So the thing about accutane in Singapore is that you can't get it as an over-the-counter medicine. I don't know how it works anywhere else around the world. I just know that in Singapore, you have to get it prescribed by a dermatologist. And in order to start taking accutane, you need to take a blood test, which that really scared me when I started taking accutane because I hate needles. So starting accutane for me was quite uneventful, as in I didn't really have a lot of side effects in a sense of physically feeling any different than I normally did. I just noticed dry patches, and I'm sure that anybody who's ever been on accutane would tell you that the dry patches are insane, because what it does is essentially it shrinks your sebaceous glands, if I'm getting that right, so that you produce less oil and then therefore you would break out less. But because of that, because I had combination skin, my cheeks and like the area around my mouth are predominantly dry, and the areas on my T-zone are the oily parts, right? So my cheeks and the areas around my mouth would flake, and I would have really dry lips. So I was prescribed this really strong lip balm, really intensive lip balm, and of course that did help. But the flaking was crazy. It was really hard to wear makeup because of all the dry skin, and then it would just peel. It was a nightmare. I started doing accutane. It was insane because the blackheads on my nose literally shrunk. Like, I think I have pictures of this that I can insert here. Along with that, I got the accutane nose job. I don't know if you can see from the pictures, but there was a pretty significant change in how bulbous my nose looked, which was just, I guess it was nice on the side, but I mean, it's definitely, I don't think it's a long-term change. I don't know. I mean, this is my nose right now. I feel like there's no difference from before Accutane or after Accutane. After I finished the first round of Accutane, my acne cleared. My skin was the best it had ever been up to that point, right? And I was feeling amazing. I was on top of the world. But of course I had to deal with the acne scars. I didn't really use specific products to get the acne scars off my face. I just waited. And I just knew that with time and with taking care of my skin and being consistent in my skincare, eventually the scars would fade. So I didn't really do any specific treatments to remove the scars or anything like that. I just let them fade. And it did work. Like, scars do fade when you take care of your scars. You have to wear sunscreen every time you go out in the sun, because with acne scars, or actually with any form of hyperpigmentation, it will worsen if you go out in the sun and you don't protect your skin. Not only did my acne also kind of reduce faster, like the scars went away faster, but also any moles or brown spots on my face, they disappeared as well, and they became a lot lighter. Before I was on Accutane, which is also before I even started this whole skincare journey, this whole sunscreen advocate journey, my skin had a lot of these moles, freckles, but they were quite big. So I don't really know if they're moles or freckles, but after that, which is like right now, they kind of disappeared and they're not really very visible anymore. Like, obviously they're still there. My skin is not a plain sheet of white paper, okay? But it has drastically improved in terms of the visibility of these spots. All was good and dandy for my skin for at least another 6 months to a year. But after that, it relapsed. And my dermatologist did say that it was possible that if you had really persistent acne that it might relapse, but he said that the chances were very small. But I guess though I was part of the small chances, and then actually me and my mom were talking about going back on Accutane again, but of course we were hesitant because we were thinking maybe I could just clear the acne on my own with using topicals. Maybe we didn't have to go straight to Accutane, because of course Accutane is not the first step you should take in your acne journey. And any dermatologist would tell you that Accutane is kind of like the last resort. And I remembered that the dermatologist told me that if I got a relapse and I did it the second time, the likelihood of your acne to come back after the second round of treatment is way, way, way lower. So I was like, you know what? Let's do it again. I did Accutane for the second time and it cleared my skin completely. I mean, where's the wood? Knock on wood, but since a year, 2 years ago, I have not had a major breakout since. And I would attribute that to Accutane, but also to other things in my skincare routine. Number one, I started using really gentle products. Hydrating and gentle products. Stopped using really harsh exfoliants, especially salicylic acid cleansers and all those things that tend to strip your skin. I stopped using that because I realized my skin barrier literally just needed more TLC. I can make a whole video about my skincare routine in specific detail, and so I might do that soon. But to give you just some context, I transitioned to a bunch of gentle products. I also incorporated Differin, a adapalene gel basically, and it is a retinoid. It's specifically targeted for people with acne. So it helps to increase skin cell turnover and therefore prevent you from getting random breakouts, because it keeps on turning over your skin layers, I think. So I am not very good at explaining this. I'm not a dermatologist. I never ever got a major breakout since. I wanted to end this video talking a little bit about self-confidence. So I must say that when it was COVID era, I was so happy to be wearing a mask because I was like, oh, this is covering my face. And it gave me a lot more confidence to be outside. There is definitely a way out of it. There's definitely a way to clear your acne, even without using such drastic measures as Accutane. So don't tie yourself and your worth so closely to your skin and how you look. And I know that sounds like it's so much easier said than done, but I want to remind you from a former acne struggler that it does get better. Your skin will get better, even just with time. Even as you just grow older, your skin will learn to clear itself, because hormones are raging at the ages of like 16 to 20, right? And even further beyond that. And if you're struggling with your skin because people around you are making fun of your skin, or they're making negative comments about your skin, be it family members, be it friends, like, I just want you to remember that's on them, girl, because they're insecure enough to be pointing out somebody else's insecurities. Like, I feel like it reflects a lot more about the person who is being mean to another person with insecurities. Your acne does not define you. Okay, if there's one thing you take away from this, you're so much more than these little red spots on your face. Okay, your beauty is innate, and I had to learn this. I had to learn that my worth was not tied to my appearance, and it was definitely not tied to these spots that appear on my face. I'm not somebody who's gonna tell you like, oh, don't cover your acne, like go out there and show it to the world. Like, I wouldn't say that to my younger self, because I would feel so scared doing that. I'm not gonna tell you to do that, but I'm gonna tell you that if it feels safe and you've been on a journey of accepting your skin, try a little to show your skin more and get used to how you look with acne. And I'm not saying like get used to it as in that's gonna be your reality forever. I'm saying that get used to it because your skin deserves love, and you shouldn't be hating your skin and then hoping that it's gonna magically change. Love your skin, take care of your skin. Don't be so caught up with other people's opinions about your skin, because I promise you, like, there are greater problems in this world. And if somebody is bashing you or making fun of you because of your skin, like, they need to get a life. Okay? Yeah, if you have any other questions, just leave it down below and I will get to them. Otherwise, that ends today's video. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next time.